Okay, so today we're talking about consistency and tapping and working on it. So, what is consistency to you? That's a tough question.
Um, I guess following through on the habits and goals that I'm saying for me that I've set for myself. I feel like I've tried to start certain habits and I don't always follow through with it, or I get into like a workflow but it doesn't stay consistent, or like I get into a workout like exercise flow but like I'm just having trouble like sticking to it for a long period of time.
And why do you think that is? That it's not sticking?
I don't know.
Any ideas?
Not really. My schedule is pretty unpredictable, so sometimes I find it hard to keep like a certain routine.
Mm-hmm. Nas, what about you? What is consistency to you?
Um, Consistency is like the concept to me of repeating a certain habit or goal until it gets to where you're trying to take it. Um, I would have to say, like, in the beginning, I had a negative view of consistency as almost as like this rigid schedule, and I was like so against that because all my life, I guess I've followed that. But now when I think of consistency, I'm like, I wish I had it. Like I see it in a positive way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so one more question. How do you feel that you don't have this consistency that you want to wish for?
Are you asking me?
Anyone who's ready.
Oh.
I can start with myself.
Okay.
I feel angry. I feel angry when I plan something and determine that to do something consistently and I don't. I feel angry to towards the whole situation, towards myself that I'm not following through.
I feel like a sense of lack when I
Like,
don't follow through. This is the first time in my life where I feel like I'm really taking accountability and being very self-aware of like I do have kids, and like yes, like we I think I told you yesterday, like they keep getting sick every time I like get back on track. But it's getting to the point where I'm like, am I just using that as an excuse to like fall off my consistency? Am I really using all the resources that I have? Because, like they have family here that I could reach out to and really get the help, or like there's other things that I could do. So now I'm starting to watch my behavior as almost like every time I fall off, listen, I'm not going to lie. It's almost like I'm blaming somebody else. And now for the first time in my life, I'm actually taking accountability where like it's like I want the consistency and I'm going to dedicate myself to it.
so what do you feel?
I feel like the lack of success from it.
Lack of success. And as a feeling, what is this feeling?
There's some anxiety in it because it affects like a lot of things in my life, like finances. And I have lately, you said anger, I have been, maybe the word disappointed is what I would use in myself because I feel like I could have done a better job.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Disappointment. Okay. Danielle, what about you?
Um, I feel when I don't follow through on it?
Mm-hmm.
Question. Um,
That you don't have consistency that you would like to have.
yeah, I think I feel like frustrated and disappointed in myself. Um, like, why can't I just do it?
Mm-hmm. Do you have any answer? Why? Why can't you just do it? Just do it.
I know. I try to tell myself that. I don't know. It's maybe like I was gonna say lack of motivation, but I feel like I have the drive to do it, but there's something that like I don't know, holds me back from doing it. I don't know if it's like a lack of energy or maybe there's some like doubt or if I set like unrealistic goals for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I try to like backtrack and like, let me just break this down into smaller steps for me. And that usually helps. Um, Maybe I'm just not patient where like I don't seem to think that like even my small steps are like good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to
So,
be now. Like I don't know, I'm not enjoying the process, I guess.
mm-hmm. So even though you have success when you set small goals and you do something consistently, at this point, it doesn't make you happy because it's not good enough. You need like a bigger goal, big achievements.
I guess. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Because even this, I guess maybe because like the small things I do, sometimes I fall off on those. So then it's like, how can I ever get to like the bigger things I want to do if I can't keep this consistent?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, one more question. I'm sure each of you had consistently once in your life, consistency once in your life. How did you feel back then when you had it? When you did something consistently?
I think I've been rejecting routine for the past 5 years because when I worked a corporate job, like my schedule was my time wasn't my own, right?
Mm-hmm.
And majority of my day was, commuting, work, commuting, and then I had very little time to myself before I would like go to sleep. And I felt like I was doing that constantly and I was living in that like the rat race. Like I was like a little hamster in a wheel and I was depressed and I hated that. So when I left corporate and I was in control of my schedule somewhat, I still had like a job that was kind of unpredictable, but at the same time I could control it. So I kind of I fell off on like having a regular routine. And then when I tried to get back on track on like having some kind of a routine, it's been difficult to stick to something.
Mm-hmm.
Because I chose a career path that is unpredictable or but even with that, I feel like there are times of the day where I could like dedicate to doing a certain thing that I want to do. I've just found it hard to like stick to a routine, and it may be because I've rejected that idea for so long because I was so miserable when I lived that life that now I'm finding now I want like balance because I had the total routine and then I had the complete lack of routine and now I want like a balance of the two. and I'm just trying to figure that out right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do I add something else?
Um, I mean, for me, and you knowing my background, I started going to work with my family at an extremely young age, and it was consistent. Every week, we did the same thing. We ate at the same restaurant. We would go to work. As an adult now, it's like I'm like this kid that has like freedom because I'm an adult. So it's like I want to do other things. And it's hard for me to like really realize like, but I'm not at that age anymore. I have children that rely on me. And so I'm resisting this like routine. Same thing as Danielle, like working corporate. I hated the constant of doing the same thing all the time. And so I correlate consistency with that all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So each of you, both of you, like had this like trauma of outside consistency that was put down on you, and
Yeah.
now you are resisting it, even though you know that consistency is basically it's like discipline, but it's equals freedom because you are going towards your goal, right? So can you describe me if you imagine like consistency, what is it like visually, if you can imagine it for you right now? Consistency and doing something consistently, like regularly, having discipline, like how does it look like? You want to share?
Yeah, Danielle said like a hamster wheel, I think. Is that what you said earlier? And literally, it's what the reason I see a hamster wheel and I'm literally inside of it is because it's almost like it's never ending. So it just keeps going and going. And you don't know when you're going to hit like the success. You don't know when you're going to, and that also has to do with like not seeing results, right? But like you don't know when that's going to happen. So it just seems like it's endless.
Mm-hmm. So like rat race and hamster, how did you call it?
The hamster wheel.
Wheel. Mm-hmm. Okay. What is it for you, Danielle?
Am I picturing what I think consistency is now or like what I would want it to be?
What is it for you now?
Um, for me now, it's like, yeah, like I said, the hamster wheel. Like that's my idea of it. I remember very distinctly I was working with you back then when I worked my corporate job,
Yeah.
and like I remember working on this specific thing that I hated feel I was depressed and I hated feeling like I was just doing the same thing every day. And like I was miserable. So like that's what I visualize. I feel like I can see like the good in like what um consistency would be like, but again it still kind of feels like it's just doing the same thing over and over again. And like part of that just like does not, I don't like the taste of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't.
Okay. So let's step it out and see what we will get to. Okay? Let's take hot air balloon with a basket. Let's load all of these emotions, physical sensations, red race, hamster wheel, whatever it is, whatever you see as a negative picture of consistency. All of your experiences that from the childhood, from your corporate job, the consistency and a schedule that was not yours. It was for you, but it wasn't created by you. So you put it to the basket. All of your emotions, um, disappointment, frustration, resistance, inability to following through to do something that you really want, everything that connected to that experience from the corporate job and from um, working with your family from the very young age, everything to the basket. And then you untie everything that holds this basket on the ground and you let it go. And this hot air balloon with the basket is going up. Is it going up? Then start tapping. I release and let go all my sadnesses, all my fears, emotional traumas, dramas, anger, resistance, resentment, guilt, shame, judgment, abandonment, betrayal, helplessness, hopelessness, feeling of no control, rejection, frustration, and everything else that support this problem. Everything else that in my way to setting the goals and consistently going towards it, following the plans, following the schedule. I'm letting it all go. All my resistance, all my previous experiences connected to consistency, negative experiences. However, I still feel it. However, I know it. It felt like a rat race, like a hamster wheel. Every day, same thing, and no time for what I want. All these stories and situations. It happened, and it's over. And maybe it's time to let it all go. Maybe it's time to notice that those routines, those schedule, was not mine. I was just part of it. It wasn't created by me. And I'm letting it go. And maybe as I let it all go, I can allow myself to think that I can create my own schedule, my own goals, and my own understanding of consistency. And maybe I will even feel good about it. Maybe I will be able to find the balance and still have consistency, still get to my goals, achieve my goals, and feel good about it. Maybe I can even set big goals, divide them on small goals, smaller goals, and consistently move toward them. I'm not a child anymore, and I'm able to create my own plan. And maybe I can even allow myself to think that consistency, the discipline, and ability to repeat things is a way to freedom. A freedom to get to my goals and feel good about it. It's up to me now. It's my choice. And I can choose what's best for me and let go of everything else. It's safe. I am safe. Now grab your wrist, take a deep breath, blow it out, say peace. Turn on your mic. So, how do you feel? Any changes?
Yawning a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
I was resisting it. I wasn't yawning, but my mind did not want to concentrate.
That's also good. It means that, the information is just going through.
Hmm.
Just different ways. Somebody is yawning it, releasing it. Someone just like, okay, just passing through, passing through. Don't think about it.
Mm.
So, how do you feel about consistency now?
Well, when we started, and then you said it later when we were tapping, but it was like that's the thought I had when we started, is that like maybe I've been rejecting this routine because what I miss.
I yawned.
Gotcha.
There you go. Let it go.
Sorry, Danielle.
Um, like maybe I've been rejecting this routine because the routine that I had before was not mine. I was doing someone else's, I was on someone else's schedule and someone else's time.
Mm-hmm.
And um, it's an interesting way to look at it from that to like, I have the power to make my own schedule, my own routine. I can call the shots on it, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it can change if I wanted to. It could, you know, I can be flexible with it if I wanted to. It's whatever I want it to be. So it's a different perspective that I hadn't
Mm-hmm.
looked at it that way before.
Mm-hmm. Does it give you any more, you know, willingness to try and be consistent with your own ideas?
Yeah, I think just that just opened my mind
Mm-hmm.
to it now, where it's like I've known for a while now that it's like having the discipline is not bad. Like I've been trying to get myself to that place where I believe it, I guess. Like really. But I think now my mind is more open to all different possibilities of like whatever the routine could be, whatever I want it to be. And maybe
Mm-hmm.
that'll help me be more consistent with it.
Okay. What about you, Nas?
I keep seeing like this future version of myself, and she definitely has consistency and routine. And like the universe keeps telling me, like, if you want to be her, you know what you're supposed to do. And that's how I'm looking at it. So that hamster wheel like is no longer a hamster wheel that's just going around. It's actually steps. It's there's steps now, and it's like every few steps there's like a platform, then there's like another few steps, and then there's like a platform, and those platforms kind of represent to me like these little successes.
Mm-hmm.
Then you keep going, and then another success, and it's like you it's telling me like look at it like that it's not never ending, but that there's just these steps that you have to take.
I like that visual
Mm-hmm.
because consistency is to grow to somewhere, not just repeating the same. Yeah, it's a different way to look at it. You're
Yeah.
going somewhere instead of not going anywhere. Like,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. Even the wheel can move forward
that's
if
true.
it's not stuck. So sounds like a plan to me.
Yes.
Let me know. Let me know how it will work out for you.
Oh, you will know.
Okay.
You're gonna hear it a lot, Anna.
Okay. Okay. Looking forward to.
Oh my god.
Okay. Thank you for joining me and enjoy your day.
Thank you,
Thank you
Anna.
so much.
You're
Appreciate you.
welcome.
Mhm.
Bye.